Bienvenido, and Wahi. I hope each and every one of you feels welcome. Listen, it is Destiny back in the house. Hey, if you're here by way of the Smooch Sands Facebook page, hey sis, hey, it's me, Destiny. It's me, I am she. I am the person who runs that page. Smooch does exist. Smooch is on camera every now and again, and Smooch and I are going to do something a little bit special this weekend because I keep trying to convince her, I'm going to need you to do some cooking. In the beginning, a lot of people said, where's the cooking part? Where's the food? I've explained it. So if you're new here, quick thing, that was the goal of the channel, for her to do a lot of cooking because she loves to cook and she can, and then me run my mouth, hence cooking up conversations, her cooking, me talking. Our schedules no longer align. Therefore, the cooking part isn't just there like I wanted it to be. So you just get a lot of me running my mouth. I hope you'll continue to stay tuned to the channel and keep supporting. But I've kind of been cracking eggs across her head. No, just joking. I've been kind of tapping on her shoulder. Hey, hello, remember? So we agreed that we're going to get together and we're going to do something soon. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but we're going to get it on film. We're probably just going to do a live. I think it's a little bit easier to do a live versus running around trying to move a camera, and it's a lot of work. So I think we're going to set up and do a live. And that way it's just constantly filming and there's no shutting it off, cutting it on, shutting it off, moving, sliding it this way and sliding it that way. Y'all probably like, girl, we don't need to hear none of that. When you do the live, just post it. Right? Listen, let's move into the day's topic. It is, first of all, hold on before, let me slow my road. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please stop. Go over right now. Stop what you're doing and subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe. And when you do, I just want to say thank you. If you've already subscribed, I appreciate you. Listen, share the link, drop some comments below, and see if you can drive some more people over here to help grow this community on Cooking Up Conversations. I assure you, some food is coming, but until we can get there, let's get into this next topic. This topic is a little serious one. This one, we are living in 2024, as if you didn't know, right? So this is a kind of a odd topic, but not awkward like it was 20, 30 years ago. It's odd because who's still talking about coming out? I'm not talking about Diana Ross. I'm coming out. I want the world to know. Got to let it show. It's a new me. I'm coming out. We ain't talking about that kind, because Diana Ross is just having fun. I don't even know what Diana Ross is coming out about. She never came out she was a lesbian, so I don't know what she was coming out back in the 60s, 70s, whenever she did that song. I don't know what she was coming out about, but it wasn't today's coming out, right? So listen, people really aren't talking about it because most of us are just open to it. And I think the people that wasn't open to it, I really think they've learned to just get over it. Because you've got to go with the times. If you want to stay back in the 50s and the 60s and the 70s, then you just stay back there. I don't know how you do that, but figure it out. Stay back there, maybe stay in the clothes. Stay in those types of homes. Drive that type of car. Or listen to that type of music. Wear that type of hairstyle. I don't know how you stay back in time when the rest of us are evolving. I don't know how you do it, baby. But if you figure it out, kudos to you. We're moving on. We are marching on. Okay, listen. Have you dealt with coming out yourself personally? Have you dealt with a family member? And I ain't trying to out nobody. Okay, this is obviously a comfortable conversation. It's a comfortable topic if you want it to be. If you're looking at this video like, Destiny, why are you asking that? Baby, just don't answer. Don't drop nothing down in the comment. Just watch for your entertainment and just keep on pushing to the next topic, okay? Because there's one coming after this one. But seriously, Have you dealt with it? Have you experienced it? Do you have a relative that has had to come out? How did you deal with that? Again, we are not, I like to be open and transparent. And on this channel, that's what you're going to get. So again, I want these videos that I'm doing the next couple of days to be about helping someone else out in a way that, because let's just be clear, let's just be honest, all freaking jokes aside, there are some people today still struggling with it. I don't know how, but I do know how. It's what I said at the top of the video. Some people still living back in the old days. They're not going to talk about it. They're not going to tell anybody. But let me just say this. I'm going to move into this topic. It can be long, but I'm going to try to make it shorter because I could stay on this topic for a minute. The things that I'm trying to say is this. We know we've had people that have, y'all excuse me for looking down. We've had, sometimes looking directly at the camera is very super annoying because you just feel like you need to do something else, but I know it's also the thing that you need to do to stay focused on the lens here. But listen, we know, we've heard the stories of people that have come out, families have not disregarded them, just totally disowned them, kicked them to the curb, didn't speak to them, hated them, X'd them completely out of the family. The reason I want to have this conversation because, one, if you are that person that's done that to a relative, I will be praying for you. That is not being a good person. That is not having a good heart. That is not doing what Jesus would do. We're going to leave it at that. Okay? We'll fast forward. If you are a person that has come out and have been rejected from your family, God bless you. I am praying for you, your strength, your mental health, your sanity, your peace, and that somebody soon and very soon comes around and give you grace because that's what you deserve, right? So what I want to say is just again, always helpful tips, always loving conversation and communication on this channel. It's all you're going to get. Nothing else. No messiness, no drama. We don't do that on this channel. But I want anyone that's comfortable to please drop down in the comments. Have you dealt with that and how? On either side, have you been a person that's lesbian, gay, and that's all we're going to talk about. Because we're going to do a whole other video on transgender and all that other stuff right now. Have you come out to let anyone know in your life, your family, that you are lesbian, gay? You are involved with, that's your preference, to love, like the same sex. We're going to sit in that for a moment because it's a real thing that some people still struggle with today. So we're going to sit in that for just a moment. Okay. Now, it's not a pretty thing when you're rejected because of that lifestyle you choose to have. It's just not a pretty thing. I can't imagine anybody going through it, but I can, because however we were made and created of so many different mindsets. We don't all have the same like mind. So where one family will just support it and rally around it, and especially I love the families that say, child, we knew it all along. I love it. It is hilarious to me when I hear that. It's just like, because really they did. You know, you had signs and things. You never had a boyfriend, baby. They knew. You ain't talking about bringing one little girl over to the house and you 18. They knew, right? So listen, I really just say to a person that has had to deal with the rejection, here's a great big hug to you because I know you need it. I say, and I'm going to do a takeaway in the middle of the video. Takeaway for you is rally around those people who are supportive. And I'm going to say something because I do have a video about bullying. I have a video about stop road rage. I have a lot of videos that will be coming out about stop being so freaking nasty, mean, and hateful towards people. Stop it. And even more, if it's your family member, why? What type of heart do you have to disown a relative, your child? I might not get through this video because every time I say a sentence, I want to just sit in that. Let's just sit in that for a moment. But we ain't going to do too much sitting because time and space on this card. I got to keep going. But listen, I'm going to reel it back in because I feel like I'm a little bit all over the place because I'm talking about have you been on this end or that end and da 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 da. Let's just, I'm gonna wrap this video up because even though they're serious topics that I could go on for a good hour or more about, I want to make these short so I can get a point and get to the next topic. So this is my content day, okay? So if you are a person, let's say you are 40, 30 plus year old adult that has a child that's chosen to talk to you about their sexual preference and it being the same sex. So I'm talking to you parents that have a child that's had that conversation with you and or your husband, your partner, your significant other, your family. My advice to you, because I don't tell other grown folks what to do, my advice to you is figure it the hell out. Figure it out how to love that child, how to support that child, how to stand by that child, grow up, mature up, evolve in life, and figure it out. Now, what I'm not saying to you is you have to love that idea and you have to accept it. You don't have to accept it. But what you also don't get a right to do, not a rightful right. It's not right. You can do what you want to do. You don't get the right to disown your child, curse your child out, tell your child they're a fag or they just a dyke, because that's what they said back in the day. Fag, faggot, dyke, you know, those were the old terms. Because I'm just saying, if you 30 plus, 40, 50, you might be using those older terms. I don't care what terms are derogatory, nasty, mean, ugly. I don't care. It's not, you don't get a right to do that to your child, because you could go from today having a child try to be open to you about something that they're battling with, because it's a battle before they ever talk about it. And then you could go from that child just saying, hey, mom, I like girls. Hey, mom, I like boys. You could destroy that child's mental state of mind so bad by the nasty rejection to where you end up with a suicide child. Now, we're going to sit in that. We sure are. We're going to sit in that for a moment. Because one thing about me, again, I'm a talker. And when I just talk, and I make a point, it can be missed because I don't shut up and stop talking. That's why I like to just say every now and again, when you hear me land something, let's just sit in that for a moment. Because I want you to hear. Would I rather walk around with the embarrassment of my child saying they're lesbian or gay, and I got to deal with my community and my church and my coworkers and my prestige lifestyle, versus I got to be sitting in a funeral home mourning my child, finding a coffin and a nice outfit and telling them, yeah, that makeup don't look right in my baby's face because I drove them to their grave. You know, we live life for our children to drive us to our grave. You know, we say that in joke. I'm just saying, don't be a part of that. And you know, I'm always saying I don't tell other grown folks what to do, so that's obviously advice that I'm giving. It's just a suggestion, but I strongly ask for family members, if you're watching this video and you haven't even clicked subscribe, you're watching this video, that means you've tapped into my world. So I'm asking you, don't be a part of that. Figure it out. There are support groups. There are numbers you can dial. There are places you could call and not get your child into counseling because you think they need to get the gay out of them. For yourself, find out how you can cope with that and deal with it. What right things you can say to your child. Because again, I don't tell other grown folks what to do, but I'm going to tell you, you don't have the right to drive your child into their grave because of rejection, and you don't know how to accept that. And then furthermore, the lightest thing I can say, because y'all know when I start making my points and I start landing points, my whole voice, my whole tone changed. I start talking, you know, but that's just my passion. I'm passionate when I speak, and I know it comes across as though I'm being angry because I'm laughing the rest of my videos, so y'all know my personality by now. But when I get serious about something, I sound like I'm just chewing your whole head off your neck. But listen, there are support groups. There's numbers you can dial. There are people. You've seen it. You've heard about it on the news and famous people's stories, their lifestyles. People have come out. So guess what? You know, if you're one of those parents that don't know anything other than not in my house, not my child, you know the other people felt the way you did. And you also know at some point they finally accepted it. So that's the mindset I need you to lean towards. How do I get there? That's it. That's all. That's my takeaway. That is my takeaway for the parent who may be sad, distraught, disturbed, hurt, confused that your child has told you they're lesbian because she like girls, or they're gay because he like boys. Figure it out. Support and love your child is my advice to you. That is my takeaway for that portion of this topic. And the last portion of this topic, takeaway advice to you, is if you are the person, I don't care what your age is, that are lesbian or gay, terrified to tell somebody, have already told somebody, and they have rejected you, cursed you out, told you you're not a part of the family, you going to hell. I would say tell them that they going with you, but we're not gonna be nasty. See how y'all see how my mind slipped into something else because I'm thinking, honey, you doing what God said don't do, judge and showing hateful type of reactions and hate speech. So we going together, my smart mouth coming up when people try to check me and they don't have the room to check me. All types of smart stuff fly through my head and come out my mouth. Most times it's in my brain. I don't always say it, but yeah, let's stay on track. I would say the same thing I said in the other part. There are phone numbers to dial. There are support groups. There are people before you that's already shared that with a family and have been rejected and told all kinds of terrible things. My suggestion to you, my takeaway is rally around. There's help, there's support. My channel is very open. If anybody needs any help or support, drop down in the comments. You can code me a word, code me anything. You can just ask me directly. Hey, can we have a side conversation? Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm just that person. I love to help people. I think we need more of it in the world, period, generally across the board. And if I can help one person or 10, my job is done. My work here is done for that day, for that reason, for that particular situation. So yeah, if you don't know, I'm always telling people, if you just don't know where to start, guess what? Neither do I, but I'll help you because I'm a researcher. I will hop on that computer and research a fingernail. I will research hair, things I know something about already. I'll research the mess out of something. So please, let's be more supportive and let's be more loving and more kind to one another. Let's give each other grace in situations that we don't understand, because in most cases, it's just you don't understand. It's not always only that you don't agree. In most cases, you just don't understand. How did my child get here? What are you talking about? You're gay. What you talking about, little girl? You like girls. What do you mean? We think they're confused. They're going through a phase. All those different things. It doesn't matter what you think. What I suggest is be supportive. That's bigger than what you think. Because it's a lot of crap I don't understand. But I stand in support of other people's mindset, ideas, thoughts, reasons. And for the most part, I try to understand how you got there. But I'm not going to tell you that you're in a phase, or I'm not going to tell, I can't tell you where you are, your mind and your heart. God made you. I didn't. So I didn't make you. Now, if I go and create something and build it and put it together, I can tell you the components of how it is and how I made it and why it works the way it worked, because I created it. So you can't tell other people how they feel and what they're going through. Ask questions, rally around them, find support groups are the takeaways for this video. I don't have much else to say on that topic because, you can tell I can keep going, right? But I'm not going to shut it off. We're going to jump into the next topic. I appreciate you all for watching. I do want you to drop comments down below if you've experienced anything I've talked about. Let's talk about it below. And the reason we're talking about it is not to expose anybody, not to embarrass anybody, it's to help. Anytime you drop comments below, someone else can read your comment and understand, oh, that's what he or she did to get there. That makes sense. And who knows? You all may start reaching out to each other and gaining some network through this channel, because I'm all about that. If somebody can ask you a question and you're kind enough to answer, guess what? You've done your part for the day on this topic in that situation. Listen, thank you all for watching. Stay tuned and keep watching. And I will see you all next time.